Hi, today I'm going to be discussing the National School Code of Conduct issued by the Ministry of Education in May 2009. This policy sets the context and framework for the development and implementation of national and school-level discipline supported by the Education Act under the laws of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. The Code of Conduct, or COC, is to be implemented by principals in a manner that is sensitive to the diversity and cultural environment of each school. The COC is informed by several guiding principles supported by the Education Act, including respect, responsibility, rights, integrity, courtesy, and productivity in performance. The COC was also created taking into consideration that the Ministry of Education has an inclusive approach to education, and all schools must admit and accommodate children regardless of their physical, intellectual, social, economic, emotional, or other conditions. The COC has three main sections: responsibilities of school personnel. This outlines responsibilities for all stakeholders within the education system, which includes students, parents, teachers, Ministry of Education, principals, communities, support services staff, school supervisors, local school boards, and auxiliary staff. Standards of behavior. This outlines expected behaviors of staff, students, and other stakeholders in terms of alcohol, tobacco use, arson, actual or attempted, attendance and punctuality, dangerous objects and firearms, disorderly conduct or disruptive behavior, dress and grooming, fighting or assault or threats, integrity, sexual harassment, inappropriate sexual behavior, standard use of mobile handheld electronic communication devices in schools, technology and the internet, transportation, and vandalism. Each category outlines expected standards and consequences for behavior outside of these expectations. This is followed by references of laws and acts to support the expectations. Range of consequences for National School Code conduct. This lists the range of consequences for individuals in breach of the Code of Conduct in relation to the infraction occurrence with minimum and maximum punishments. Consequences range from student conference, parent contact, conference with parent, support services intervention, detention, suspension up to 7 days, extended suspension, confiscation, restitution, arrest by law enforcement, and community service probation. Prior to the creation of the COC, there was only an informal understanding on how schools should run and expected behaviors and consequences for school personnel. The COC was then created in 2009 to standardize the running of schools and set up a discipline matrix. It also holds stakeholders accountable via the COC's supporting laws. There are many views on the effectiveness of the COC since its creation 8 years ago. Many people believe that it gives a good general outline for discipline within schools, but some argue that it is not specific enough. Some school principals do not enforce the COC fully and have resultant behavioral issues among staff and students. The strength of the COC lies in its clear format and definitively lays out expected behaviors. It also recognizes the role of the community at large and wider support systems as important stakeholders in education. While it is admirable that the COC wishes to promote inclusive education, most schools cannot physically accommodate special needs students with its infrastructure. For example, the lack of elevator systems for differently abled persons or braille systems for the blind. The teachers are also not trained to assist students with learning disabilities, and the support services are lacking for students affected by ill health, crime, and poverty. From this perspective, the COC can be difficult to implement. This policy sets clear guidelines for all stakeholders and is supported by its associated laws. The successful implementation of this policy leads to a safe and happy environment for students and teachers that is conducive for learning. Under the COC, everyone within the education system knows their expected roles and responsibilities. At my school, under the purview of the principal, the COC is enforced by the deans at the student level and by the heads of departments at the teacher level. Our insistence on following the COC to the best of our ability results in happy teachers and disciplined students that operate in a productive learning environment.